I'm going to show you 10 secret changes that most players don't know about. These are both stealth changes that weren't mentioned anywhere, or maybe they were just mentioned in a subtle tweet, or maybe not mentioned at all, and they're going to drastically affect how you play, how you shoot, and especially how you get amazing loot. Without further ado, let's get into the first stealth change. They reverted what we had talked about in our previous movement video. If you remember from our previous movement video, we talked about how our base fall damage went from a livable fall damage of 12 meters up to 16 meters. And with Mountaineer from 25 meters up to 34 meters, and they reverted it. They also reverted our ability to fall any distance while holding back as we drop, and that would prevent us from breaking our legs. They reverted everything. Okay, so the new numbers, as you can see in the background, without Mountaineer, we can fall 13 meters and live. At 13.5 meters, we will die. With Mountaineer, we can fall 26 meters, but at 27 meters, we will die. So what does that mean? For jumps that we previously mentioned, like falling off of that fire tower, that now will be fatal without Mountaineer. We also can no longer hit that zip and go all the way down to the base level and survive. By pulling our shoot back, we now will splat. That being said, as mentioned in our movement mechanic video from months back, we still can use this mechanic to go from a zip to another high ground and pull back as we're landing, and we will still live in those occasions. We just can't fall from as extreme distances as we used to. That unfortunately has been patched. Now, we're always trying to build good habits in game, but what if we're trying to break a bad habit in real life? Well, the sponsor of today's video, Fume, may be able to help you out. Fume is an award-winning flavored air device that helps you break your bad habit in a guilt-free way. Once again, it is a flavored air device. It is not a vape, not an e-cigarette, no smoking. There are no vapors, no chemicals, no combustion, and of course, no harmful things like nicotine. You see, Fume is simply flavored air. And with amazing flavors like crisp mint and orange vanilla, you can help satisfy that oral fixation as you break that habit. Or maybe if the anxiety or the jitters are starting to act up, this is made to fidget with the cool snaps and clicks and the adjustable airflow dials to help calm your nerves and pass the tide. If you or a loved one are trying to kick that bad habit, Fume has served over 300,000 customers, and you could be the next success story. For a limited time, use my code IceManIsaac to get your free Fume topper. It's the perfect accessory for your Fume device if you prefer that softer, warmer, and even chewable feel. Head to tryfume.com, that's tryfum.com, and use code IceManIsaac or scan the QR code on your screen to get your free Fume topper along with your journey pack today. A huge thank you again to Fume for sponsoring today's video. Moving on to secret change number 2, we got back the land together bonus. If you guys don't know, this has been in the game, at least in Rebirth Island, for quite a while, but it was in Urzikstan at the beginning of Season 4, and then they removed it at Season 4.5, and then they just brought it back with the recent season, and it is so powerful, especially when combined with the next secret mechanic that I'm about to tell you. But if you don't know by now, the Land Together bonus gives each player $1,000 when they land together. So whenever the first player lands, you will see a little parachute icon, and if the rest of the team lands within the close enough vicinity to that, you will all get a burst of cash, and on top of that, you'll get a supply UAV, a supply box UAV. And what that does is it tells you all orange crates and personal loadout crates, which pairs extremely well with the next tip. Hidden tip number 3, it is hot drops. Most players don't realize there are hot drops throughout the map, and I'm gonna show you a few of them. So on my screen right now, you can see I land high rise, and inside of high rise, every single lobby without fail, both at the very tippity top and at the very bottom, there are orange crates everywhere, and there is also one hidden red crate, and that red crate has your favorite loadout. So whatever loadout you have favorited or as your first loadout, you will get the primary and the secondary of that. So this is an amazing thing to know because, once again, loot is very hard to find inside of the game. So there are a few spots across the map that you need to check out. As you can see here, I'm here on Warzone TAC map, and I want to talk to these guys and see if they can add all the hot drop locations. And if you know any that I miss, let me know down in the comments. But as we mentioned, high rise is absolutely one of the hot drop locations, loaded with orange crates and the individual loadout crate as well. Another spot that I've noticed is in here. This is kind of outside of Low Town, Old Town by the mosque. It seems that this row of buildings right here has a hot drop location as well. Another very popular one is Market. Both sides of Market are loaded with orange crates as well as a personal crate as well. They don't have Superstore on their map right now, but Superstore is loaded with orange crates and red crates as well. There's also another spot over here, all the way out by, I believe this is Resort. And I don't know of any other ones. There actually is the new underground bunkers inside of Popov. where you land down here and all of this is blown up, and in through these tunnels, I believe it is loaded with orange crates as well. Comment down below if you know any additional ones, but we can combine number 2 and number 3 and look what happens in the clips in the background. As we land together on a hot drop, I'll get this supply UAV ping, and not only do I see all the orange crates that I'm surrounded with, but I can also find the personal loadout crate. So by using the land together bonus combined with the hot drop, I can get an instant loadout crate and obviously just go send all of my enemies who aren't expecting me to have like an STG and my static, and it's just such a hot start that you guys need to take advantage of. If you guys have learned anything new in the first 3 tips, make sure to drop a like and subscribe for even more, but we have 7 more tips to go. We'll get a little bit rapid fire, but there is so much value here. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future Warzone tips. Moving on to stealth change number 4, they have added weapon trade stations into Big Map VR, and there are things that you can get from those that most people don't realize. So as you trade in more and more valuable guns, obviously going from gray loot to green to blue to purple to orange to redacted and loadouts, the loot that you receive from it gets better and better and better. So as you can see from the clips in the background, I can get my things like durable gas masks, which are actually very rare to find. Most people are only finding inside of bunkers. I can obviously get great things like self-revives. As opposed to spending $4,000, I can just trade in a purple or a gold weapon. I can get things like UAVs instead of spending $6,000. But even better is I can even find my own personal loadout weapons. You can see here I trade out a gold weapon and I receive my personal loadout weapon as well, but it gets even better. It's random. I don't know what exactly causes it, but you can even get specialist. You can get specialist bonus, a $30,000 or a bunker tier loot piece of equipment by trading in a random gold weapon I found on the ground. So if you are near a weapon trade station, check it out. Whether you have a gold weapon in your hand, or maybe you take out an opponent and you drop their weapons inside of the weapon trade station, you can get so much amazing loot from it. If you guys know the secret on how to get specialists, go ahead and let me know. I haven't found any redacted weapons like the 5, 6, 7, 8 attachment weapons on the ground. I haven't found those on the ground since the new update dropped. I feel like they took them out, because if you put a redacted weapon into a weapon trade station in previous iterations, it was like a guaranteed specialist. So I think they took those out so you couldn't get a free specialist, but just something to be aware of. Check it if you have a gold weapon, or even I will throw away my own weapon and then just go buy my loadout weapon for like $3,000 inside of a buy station, because I can buy my weapon for $3,000 instead of buying specialist for $30,000. Definitely something to keep in your cross check as you're rotating through those. See what they have up to offer. That is secret tip number 4. Moving on to number 5, this one was actually mentioned in the patch notes, but most people don't realize it because either A, they don't read the patch notes, or B, it was just one little line and you totally skip by it. It is the new parachute camera perspective. And so what you do is you go into your graphics, you go over to the view tab, and you go down to parachute camera perspective, or you just search parachute. And you have 3 options. You have first person, third person, infill only, and third person. What this is whenever you pull your chute, it'll automatically pop you out into third person so you can look around you as you go to drop. Now, there's 2 disadvantages to this. One is you no longer have the ability to toggle first person while you're in the third person mode. Now, this I think could be really beneficial for the second option, which is infill only. So basically, as you pull your chute for the first time as you're landing in, it'll go third person, kind of giving you some some additional awareness as to who's around you and who might be landing on you. But I do not suggest running the third option, which is third person all the time. Because what this is every single time that you pull your chute for the rest of the match, it'll pop you into third person, and it's really jarring. You can see some clips in the background as I'm just trying to do some basic traversal. It will start to mess up your centering because you lose your crosshairs, and it'll pull you third person for a second and then put you back to first person. It's ugly. Me personally, I'm still rocking first person, but if it's something you're interested in, if you never pull that third person perspective, that free look perspective, you might consider third person infill only, and that might help out your gameplay. But that is hidden change number 5. Moving on to number 6, this one means the world to me because I have been so frustrated about this for so long. They fixed the gas mask animation finally. Don't mess it up at Call of Duty Next, okay? Devs, if you're watching this, I'm gonna be at Call of Duty Next in 2 weeks, and you guys know I am always brutally honest. And as you can see from the clip in the background, I have been passionate about this for a long time, because in Verdansk with the gas mask, you'd be running along the gas line, getting in a fight, ready to win your game, and then because you tickle the gas, you'll stop what you're doing and start to pull off your gas mask, or you'd be trying to pull your parachute, but nope, we got to pull off our gas mask first, and you would break your legs, or you would lose your gunfight. Well, in Urzikstan, they're like, okay, that's true. That's really annoying for the player to have it interrupt. Let's just go ahead and leave goggles on their screen the entire game. And that's what I got passionate about in that video. But now they finally found the right compromise. When you pick up a gas mask, it manually does that interrupting animation. That's fine, because you manually choose when to put on the gas mask. Then that border slowly fades away and you get your clarity back. You don't have that awkward rim around your screen. You don't have the awkward cracks and smoke and haze that it gives you. You would even get frame rate loss. Like, your game would perform worse with a gas mask on. Don't even get me started, okay? Now it's a really great mechanic where the gas mask will fade back in whenever you're in the gas, and it will fade out whenever you exit the gas. And I think that's exactly how it should be. It doesn't interrupt any animations, and I feel like they finally nailed it. Not sure why it took them 4 years, but we finally got a new change. Moving on to stealth change number 7, they actually nerfed the thermite. There was a time in Warzone over the past, well, basically entire year, where if you got hit by a thermite, full health, full plates, it would not only down you entirely, it would thirst you as well. So it was like one of the most overpowered things in the game, where if you just threw that thing through a window, it didn't matter if you had EOD, didn't matter at all. If you were full health, you would get downed and thirsted by a single thermite. Now, if you stick someone with a thermite, as you see in the background, it will still down them, but it won't instantly thirst them. Unless, technically, if they were low enough health, you could maybe break their armor. Like if they were missing 50 HP or 75 HP or, 200 HP, it still will down and thirst them. But at least it's not like it was in the past, where one thermite on a player full health would down and thirst you. I think that's a notable thing that a lot of people don't realize is I've seen people get sticks with thermites and thinking that they got the kill, but then that player gets up and self-revives because they forgot that the thermites have been nerfed, or they weren't aware the thermites have been nerfed. Moving on to secret change number 8, they actually buffed strongholds and black sites. I almost never went to strongholds and black sites because I thought they were completely worthless, but they've added back some key things. So strongholds now, whenever you complete a stronghold, obviously you're gonna get the black site key, which we know, but you're also gonna get access to your loadout, which we've also known. But now they often drop really good things like redeploy balloons, portable radars. They sometimes drop a bunch of cash, but they almost always drop 2 kill streaks as well, oftentimes a UAV. So for me, not only do I get the stronghold UAV, not only get the black site key, my loadout, some extra cash, but I also get some streaks. It is now a very worthwhile thing to do, especially because killing the Juggernaut inside of the black site now gives some great loot. I still think the white crate doesn't offer much of anything, just a little bit of cash, maybe some self-revive or some streaks. But now I'm starting to notice that the Juggernaut drops redeploy packs again. Back in Al-Mazrah, that was like a big deal. It was the whole reason why you went to kill the Juggernaut in the black site, is because you got the redeploy packs, not the Gulag tokens, but the actual redeploy packs, which are really rare to find. So I think, in my opinion now, I still wish they had a central black site. All the black sites right now are on the edge of the map. We need something in the center zone, but it is worthwhile to do. If you're near a black site, go for it, because stronghold loot has been buffed, and so has the black site loot. Moving on to secret change number 9, they have corrected the ammo types of a lot of weapons that previously weren't viable because of their poor weapon categorization. So the KV broadside is a shotgun, but it has an AR conversion kit that has unbelievable time to kill, like almost as good as the static, and its headshot multiplier is absolutely absurd. But you're trying to use this thing as like a mid-range, maybe a long-range AR, but in the past it used shotgun ammo. Like, look at the clips in the background. You'll see down to the bottom right, underneath my ammo counter, it was showing shotgun shells. Because yes, it is a shotgun, but it has a conversion kit to where it's shooting rifle ammo. Well, now they have corrected it. It now uses rifle ammo as opposed to shotgun. The same thing happened with the BP-50. The BP-50 has a conversion kit that brings it over to be an SMG, and it used to use AR ammo, so you couldn't use like an STG and a BP-50 SMG conversion kit because it would just burn through all your AR ammo. Now the BP-50 SMG, the 9mm conversion, 9mm uses SMG ammo as opposed to AR ammo. Another example I saw is the Lockwood Mark IIs. It's the Mark II marksman rifles, Lockwoods, but with the conversion kit, it shoots shotgun shells now instead of sniper ammo, which makes it to where you can run like shoddy snipes with the Lockwood Mark II conversion. There's probably some other ones. You can mention them down below, any other conversion kit fixes that they made. But in terms of realism, that's something that they kind of missed the mark on, and I'm glad they finally made that change, because now those guns are a lot more viable to use because the ammo limitations aren't there like they used to be. And then finally, moving on to number 10. This one breaks my heart, okay? They never said anything about it, never mentioned, never tweeted, but I want them back. Mr. Peaks, the little purple bunnies that were full of loot. They dropped redeploys, they dropped flares, they dropped self-revive kits, they dropped a lot of money, and they were a huge part of some of my looting rotations to get a quick loadout. And especially after they nerfed these boxes from $500 per crate to $250 per crate. Like, I need more money and loot inside of Urzikstan, and they got rid of them. So, developer, if you're watching this, I'm not sure if this was intentional. It's just kind of how, like, we lost the land together bonus and we got it back. We also lost the spy drone contract. That was supposed to be in Urzikstan. It was in Urzikstan for a while, and then it got deleted and still hasn't come back. I want the spy drone contract because all of those PRDs and advanced UAVs would be amazing on Urzikstan. We still haven't gotten it back. And then Mr. Peaks, bring him back. But ladies and gentlemen, if you learned anything new in this video, there's no way you knew all of these 10 hidden things that happened, okay? If you learned something new, do me a favor, drop a like on this video, subscribe for even more, so that way you guys stay up to date on all news, especially as we head into Call of Duty next here in a couple weeks. Black Ops 6 dropping, the Black Ops 6 beta. I'm gonna give you all of my honest thoughts. Make sure you don't miss out on any of it. Make sure to subscribe with those notifications on. A huge shout out again to Fume for sponsoring today's video, and I will catch you all on the next one.